Hello friends, it's Tonton. In today's guide, we're gonna review the new game mode, which is Tundra League. So it's basically a tournament for Foundry or a league for Foundry with like amazing reward for like the top end alliances. So it's like a Frost, Dragon, Tyrant, but for Foundry. So to know who are the best leagues out there, and legions actually, and what are the best strategies and stuff. So it's kind of end game for strong teams, very strong alliances, spenders of course, but with their rally joiners and with their free-to-play players. So that's actually very exciting. That's really cool gameplay, I think. It seems to be well done. I like it quite a bit, so we will review it together. We kind of looked at the trailer last time, but we were missing a lot of information from the trailer. So now it's in-game on state 1 to 115, I think. You can see it here. So that's basically we're gonna be able to review nearly everything except the match themselves, and I think we are missing some of the shops, but that's less important. It's really about kind of how it goes over it's a 2 weeks long event when they are like a qualification kind of phase, which they actually call elimination, and then there is kind of the end game, the later stage of the tournament, which they call championship, which is like for the top 4 alliances to win. So if you look at the screen, we have the rules, we have the reward, we have the zone. You can vote on the time that you will do your alliances will contribute. So we'll talk about all of that in a sec. But maybe what's the most exciting, let's look at the rewards. So you have a skin for HQ, you have a skin for banners, you have a skin for an extra building that probably allow you to gather a bit faster. You have a new alliance banner, so that's for the top 1 alliance. And then for the top 4, you have another alliance banner plus that as well. Look, another building that you can build. So that's a different version of that one. That's really, really cool. If you are the winning of that for, we don't know how long, for a month, for 2 months, you're gonna get that. That's really, really cool. So the alliance to which the championship legion belongs automatically unlocks and activates. So these will be automatic. So they are really cool. We cannot zoom out. There are as well rewards for the top legion. So you can see that the first legion will get a new March skin. So that's kind of I find it that's cool, right? That's a big mechanical one. You get some buildings with attack and defense. You get some. So that I think that got changed because that was. Like Tyrant, Health, Lethality, and all of that. So that got changed. So that got a bit nerfed. But you get some Mithril, and that's for the full Legion. So Legion is up to 50 players. And you get that for the alliances. So you get another marching skin, which is the same, but kind of maybe the not as buffed version. You get some of the island building, and you see like everyone is getting something for participating. And alliance reward, you get a lot of speed ups and stuff. That's a decent amount of shards as well. If you look, that's 60. So these are really, really nice. And you can get reward as well for participating and making point in the Foundry. Something we don't know yet are these vouchers. We don't have the shops yet, so I'm not gonna focus too much on the reward and things like that. But these are the reward for the elimination phase, and these are the reward for the championship phase, which is week 2. But we'll talk about it in a sec. And they added very nice visual to talk about all of it. So let's go through it together. So it seems to start on a Sunday. So it started today. Actually, we are on Monday. It seems to start on a Monday. Sorry for that. And then you have a few days to register. So you have today. So you have Monday, Tuesday, and maybe Wednesday, depending on when that is. But that seems to be the next time. That would be 2 days of register. So 25, 26 you register, 27, then you go to the next phase. So the way it works, it's kind of Tyrant. You will want to register the strongest legion because they will select per zone 64 legion. So it really depends on your zone. We could see the zone earlier. We can see the zone here. And you can see that out of these, and I'm not sure if they will select 64 alliances for each of these, but they will. That's what the rule says. So in the top 64, in zone 4 to 7, that's going to be a lot of alliance. Or, you could even have 2 legions for the top alliances per state. If you are here, you have above 60 states, so maybe a bit less because some of them are merged and not existent, but you might have a lot less option to get 1 legion per state. So what these states might do, they might make a super alliance for the championship, right? So they might put all the strong players, the top 50, that are available to play, because we'll see there are matches to do regularly, so you need available players. They might put them in one alliance, so you will mean that for the schedule you will need to have them on the Tuesday evening. So the way it works, usually people, the way they do it for Tyrant, and that I guess people will do the same for Foundry, is people stay in their own alliance until 23 UTC, because that's the registration for Alliance Championship. And then between 23 UTC and midnight, people are joining the alliance. They're gonna do Tyrant or the league, in that case, the Tundra Arms League. So that in that hour window, they'll join the alliance they want to contribute for the league or for Dragon Tyrant. So they can register. So you can basically do your own alliance championship in your own alliance, and you can do the events in the alliance of your choice. So either one decided on your state or the state alliance and things like that. Then there will be some matchmaking. So that's gonna be insane, because the top here the registration will be locked, right? So if you are falling short of, if you are 65, then you're not gonna get in. Then we'll talk a bit about that in a sec. But the visual we will look at it now are very nice to see. But as you can imagine, that was the 25th. So let's look at the dates. So that's a Monday. The 27th is a Wednesday. The 30th is a Sunday. So that's the registration fee. And then you have 2 more weeks. So it's kind of a 3 weeks event. 31st is actually Sunday. So that's a bit weird. That's Sunday. That's Tuesday, that's Thursday, and that's Saturday. That's Sunday, right? The 9th, the 6th. Yeah, the 6th is Saturday, sorry. And then that's the 8th is, if we look at next month. So we will look at that. I have it noted somewhere, but that's Monday, that's Wednesday, and that's the 12th is actually Friday. So that's a bit odd to me. I remember other dates, but you see, like, you will have a full hour matches, 1 hour match Foundry in the middle of the week, multiple times, because you will need to go through all these rounds to be selected. And then if you are selected and you are one of the best alliance, you will go to the championship phase. So that's the registration phase. So that's the first week. Second week is the real first week of the event, that's the elimination phase, and the second week is championship for the top 4 alliance per zone. So the way it works is, you can see you have a zone, but we'll stay in this one, and you have the amount of groups, right? So you see, you have on one side, you have 8 alliance, and they'll play a match, and the winners, it's a single elimination. So if you lose, you're out, right here for the elimination. So the way it works is, like, you have 2 alliance fighting, then they go to the next stage, and same here. So you find yourself with 4 alliance, then you find yourself with 2 alliance, then you find yourself with 1 alliance on that side. Out of 8, you go down to 1. But it's the same on the other side. So there is 2 groups of 8 per. There is 2 groups of 8 per group, and there are 4 groups. So that's in total the 64 alliance. That's why there are 32 matches. So there are 8 matches per group. There are 4 groups, so that's 32. And then at the end of the day, out of that first week, so we've seen that the match are on. That was Monday. That was Wednesday, that was Friday, that was Sunday, right? The first week. So on Sunday, we know who is moving to the next stage. And the next stage will be basically championship. If you look at the rewards for elimination, these are more the rewards per match, because that's the amount of points you need to make on the Foundry. So the same function, it works the same. For Foundry, that if you kill, if you occupy buildings, you get some reward, and if you win, you get more reward than if you lose, basically. So you get double the reward if you win than if you lose. These are the reward for championship, and these are the reward that for later. And if you don't make it, because there are 64 alliance, so you see, if you don't make it into the qualification phase, the championship phase, which is the week 2. Anyone making it to the championship phase will get a skin for the month and everything, and everyone else won't. So if you do not qualify for week 2, you are eliminated in the elimination phase. You will get one of these rewards based on your performance, and I'll talk about how they will rank alliances to know. It's not about winning or losing. It's actually a bit of a different ranking, it feels. What they say, basically. So then, that's the first week done. You've done your 4 matches eventually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you are moving to the next stage. What they say in the game is, like, anyone register can actually spectate. So my assumption is that if my alliance is not Actually, the one I have in state 6, which is like a farm secondary alliance that's not really active, because my furnace is, my city is Fire Crystal 3, you know, on state 6, like very, 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 very weak, not even 100 mil power, is that I might not be able to spectate. If by luck somehow there are not so many alliances on this state and we are inside it and I'm able to spectate, I'll make a stream or two to kind of comment, I don't know, but to observe, you know, what people are doing and to get to know the strategies. But I'm pretty sure we will see crazy strategies. So that's the elimination phase. And when these two are being selected, they move on. So there are 4 groups. So there are 2. I mean, there is 1 player actually being selected here. 1 per group, so that's going to be 4 players. So group 1, group B, group C, group D. Then they move to the championship phase, which is week 2 or week 3 if you consider that you are in kind of a in the pre-event week right now. You have gold group and you have the silver group, and the way it works, there is something that they call the net win points. So in Foundry, you both make points, and they subtract the winning points if you are the winner against the loser points. So let's say you are winning with 200k points and the opponent made 100k points. Your net win point for that match is 100k. And if your net win point is 100k over all your matches, and you are here, for example, let's say you are in Legion 2, that means that Legion 1 is someone that had above 100k of net win points. So they had maybe 120, 100, whatever. And then the other one, they had less. So maybe they had 80 or 75. So even if you win, you care to win the best possible, basically, because we will see in a sec the way it works. But if you are, it's a lot better to be in the gold group. It's actually a lot better. So whenever you win and you are competing to win, you will want to smash the opponent as much as you want and to have a gap between your points the biggest possible, so you will rank better. And I'm assuming that for this ranking that we saw for the rewards here, they probably use the same system. So, you know, the losers, basically, and that make the least points overall, they'll get less points here, less rewards. So that's very important to get some of that. And if you look at the championship, so it's very simple for the golden group, so that these are the best 2 alliances with net points difference. They'll fight against each other, and you can see that the winner is going to the final right away. So if you are in the gold group, you just need 1 win, and you go to the final right away. What happens there is for the silver group, so they fight against each other, and they are eliminated, so they are eliminated again. Then the winner of Legion 3 and 4 in the silver is moving here, right? And G1 defeated, so that the Legion that's losing in the gold group is gonna go here again, and they'll fight. So the loser of the gold Legion will have a second chance. That's the only people that will get a second chance nearly in the whole tournament. And if they win, whoever wins go to the final, and then, you know, it's basically the final, right? And that's it. And that's the winner for zone 1, and what will happen in every other zone. And you can see the dates again. But that was 13. Let me double check. Yeah, that's a Saturday. So that's a Saturday. So that's a Thursday, and that's then a Tuesday, right? That was 2 days. So 1 week is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and the other week is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So they're kind of all happening. So let's look about I'm not gonna bother you with all the rules. I read all of that. I took some notes about the schedule, so I'll kind of read my notes instead of reading the rules. That's gonna be a lot faster. So we've seen that the season lasts for 2 weeks. A Legion is 30 players at the main alliance, at the main team, and you have up to 20 substitutes. The matchmaking is similar to Foundry, is up to the 20th strongest player. So you will want to register 50 players, right? As soon as you register 20 players, you will want to register, everyone will register 20 players. So I don't think there is any kind of cheesing the matchmaking, because at the end of the day, if you make your first match easier because you cheat the matchmaking and you register at 15, the way we used to do, we do it in my alliance, stuff like that. If you remove gear and stuff, you will eventually face a full team that is stronger or as strong as you. So there is no point not to tag at 50. You want to register 50 people. So you've seen the time slot. It's 2 UTC, 7 UTC, 12 UTC, 14 UTC, 19 UTC. So the way it works is you select 3 of them. And then because the other ones are forced to select 3 of them, then, you know, there will be at least one in common, right? So they will have there is 4 matches the first week if you are not eliminated, then 2 or 3 matches the second week, and that means you can play, you know, at 12 UTC, you can play at 19 UTC, you can play at 2 a.m. So that's why you really need these 50 people to have as many people online as possible, because the matches will never be at the same time depending on your opponents. Unless there is kind of a gentleman agreement between, you know, state that the matches are here because that's, but, you know, if I was an Asian alliance and I could have an edge by, you know, voting these and having 12 UTC and many alliances, it's not really good for them, 12 UTC, then they might have less player on or not their biggest players and stuff like that, and you might be able to win. So choosing the time could actually be a strategy in itself if you know who you are against, and if you want, I don't know, if you know that you're facing like American whales and their spenders are in America, you might want to select the 3 worst time zones for these whales. So, you know, you might have a bit of a better chance. There will be new shops and stuff that we don't really know yet. We've seen a tiny bit in the trailer. I'll link it in the description, but the trailer is kind of giving away. Let me show you. I took some screenshot of it, right? So it's very similar than compared to the Tyrant shop for anyone that did Tyrant, right? As you can see, we don't really have it, but you have shop. You can do prediction on who is winning, so you will be able to bet things like that. So that's from the trailer. So yeah, so that's some of the important stuff. So what did they say as well in these rules? You cannot participate in regular Foundry. If you are participating in that, so it's not adding on top of it. I think that's fair enough. Something they said as well is like your pet's gonna reset daily at midnight when you are registered in that. So that's gonna be, you know, because pets are on 23 hours cooldown. So let's say you play one match at 19 UTC, and then the next time you play at 14 UTC, your pets will still be on cooldown, right? So they are resetting pets every day at midnight. So, you know, if you had a match at 19 UTC and then the next day at 2 a.m., then that's gonna be okay as well. Yeah, okay. So all of that is really cool. So the rules are really the same in terms of if you look at the rules, like the building and stuff, all of that seems to be exactly the same. I did not compare them one by one because it look, you know, I've been playing Foundry enough. The bonus are the same. There is no difference here. And if you spot any, let me know, but that should be exactly the same. So I explained the net point win. So that's really the difference between, you know, the points you make when you win and the points the opponents add, and that will be your net win points, they call it. And that's really important because that will be the ranking they use. Okay, no, but I think we covered actually most of it because I'm looking at my notes and there are not many things that are missing from it. So that's really simple in that sense. I think we will have a bit more event next week, like the shops and everything. You can see we already have this mission, so I'll calculate when we have the shop and everything. I'll make a spreadsheet I usually do and I'll share it with you all. So you can go to join my Discord so you'll get it. But you see we have a bit better reward than in Tyrant. You have some Essence Stones and these are very simple. It's 10 Polar Terror, 10 Beast, collect resources, login, Alliance contribution, training. So these are very simple daily. And they are lasting for a week. See, like that's a week-long event. And then you have the weekly mission. Oh, that's a 20 days. So that's gonna reset. So that's reset for 3 weeks. And that will be for 20 days. So that's gonna be 20 Essence Stone. That's gonna be 40 of these. So that's, you know, that 3 weeks of free reward that's help you progress. We don't really know how soon you will get that, but you know, that's why not? You know, that's a bit more, that's per week. Per week, that's 5 Essence Stone right here. You get 7 from here, so that's 12. You know, that's 36 Essence Stone for free. All that kind of stuff, and a lot of March speed up. So that's really cool. I find these really cool, and we'll see about the shop. But that's kind of the bracket. That's really what I wanted to showcase today. Is kind of the registration process, the day. So that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and that's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So for these registration, you know, again, like the really nice trick to know is 23 UTC on Tuesday is Alliance Championship. So then you can leave your Alliance, go to the Alliance, you're gonna do the Foundry, and that's, you know, and that's gonna be okay. Because when you register, you can come back in your Alliance. You just need in the Alliance that you will do the Foundry tournament, or the let's call it the Foundry League, I guess that's more explicit. You just need to join before the match. You don't have to stay for 3 weeks outside of your main alliance. So even here, you will be able to join before the match, and that will be good enough as you are registered. But let me know what you think in the comment. Let me know what you think about the reward. I find them pretty cool. That's really kind of allowing you to show off as an alliance. If you have a player that's a tyrant, if you have these banners and stuff, like you're facing dudes that are that are strong. If it's the case in Foundry or in Canyon or wherever you face these banners, or you're scouting a state, for SVS, and you are looking for targets to attack before Sunfire Castle Battle, I'm not sure you go here. If you see this banner and stuff, I'm not sure I'll go around too much. That may be not the best spot. And I think the rewards are generous. I was always the one kind of complaining that the rewards on Foundry should be doubled or tripled. I mean, here it's like a lot of Foundries. So, but you get some of the reward every time. And these are not crazy, but that's a lot of, that's a decent amount of March speed, March accelerator, even for free to play. That's 5 per matches, so that, people are gonna burn crazy amount of gems between teleports. Maybe something you should consider as a state, maybe if I have one last tips, something that we do in our state is, and you've seen some people do that in other states, I guess, I'm not sure we invented it, but let me look at here. The rewards here, the buffs, we share it with the top 30 in the labyrinth. So these people can move freely between alliance and claim a buff. So I don't have to do it if I don't want to. But if I want to and I'm in the top 30, I can go to another alliance and say, hey, give me one buff. And they'll give it to me, and that the same people come to us and they get one buff. If you really care to win as a state, I will consider doing the teleports, and I'll consider doing the buff, right? The rest is like, okay, you want to keep other things for other players, but in the 50 players you register for Foundry, because they will have to buff 4 times a week, the first week, that's gonna be 4 times, that's a lot of gems, right? That could be, even for a medium spender, that's a crazy amount of gems. Between the speed ups for accelerators to move in Foundry, between the buff, that's gonna be a lot of buff. So and you can only give 2 per people per week. So but the tournament's not gonna happen very often. So one suggestion you could have for your state, and see with your R5 chats and everything like that, or your council or whatever you have for managing your state, is like, okay, do we want to give these people buffs and or teleports? Everything else is fair game, but that will be things I consider to kind of, when you have a list of players, to kind of give that to them. And if they don't show up to matches and you just take benefit of it, then you might not want to give it to them ever again, or at least not for a while. But that will be something I think it's really nice and will really help, because else it's gonna be a crazy amount of gems for everyone. But that's it for now, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Please consider subscribing and joining the Discord as well. Cheers, bye bye.